Hello, welcome to my tabletop talk. I'm still trying to figure out a logo for this one. Okay, so maybe in my comments section, you guys might be able to help me out as to how should I call this. I'm just right now calling it the tabletop talk. I'm still going to be talking about my calendar. What happened is I got a couple of emails from people who watched my episode on my calendar, and they really liked it. They thought, oh, this is really cool. Let me just make a small little video and talk about this a little bit more. I want to address one of the questions that was asked. If you go to the store and you can't find one of this type of layout or this kind of free schedule, what do? My recommendation would simply be get yourself a blank notebook. Take a scale, a ruler, and a pencil or a nice black pen and draw it out. Just draw it out month by month. I know what you're thinking. Wow, I got to do this. You know, it's like as if you're making 365 boxes, individual boxes. I think that's really cool. Now, what happens is every box represents one of your days for the year. Every box represents one of your day for this year. So I think that's very valuable. So when you draw a box, you are basically telling yourself that, listen, it is very, very important. This is a very important day for me. What am I going to do? What am I going to use this day for? You see, a lot of us don't realize that when you do a scheduler system like this, like my version, when you do a schedule system like this, my version, the blank one, the idea is when you open up the book is here to tell you, okay, what are you going to do today? What is going to be so special about today that you are going to do? Because see, what happens is, and I don't do it. I used to do it before, but I don't do it right now because at some point it got a little bit too much for me. To be honest with you, it just got too much for me. But I used to write on my box, on my day box, today I did nothing. And if tomorrow also nothing eventful happened, I would say I did nothing. And at some point when you start going through many days of saying you did nothing, you know what? It's going to get to you. You'll be like, wait a minute, I got to change this. Come on, I got to change this. I got to do something. It maybe clean up your table, maybe put all your clothes, together, or do some groceries or something. I mean, see, the idea is to make your day have a little bit of a meaning to your life. So it doesn't mean that you have to, see, if this was like a sales video, chances are you'll probably look at this like a sales book. You'll have to tell yourself, all right, last week, how many sales calls did I do? Because you look at your book and your book will tell you how many sales calls did you make. If it was a self-development type of thing, or if it was like a networking type of thing, you would probably say, all right, last week, how many new people did I network with? How many new people did I reach out and say hello to? And the book will probably tell you an answer because you're writing it down, you see. So it's going to tell you an answer as to, hey, last week you only said hello to 2 people. Or last week you only made 4 phone calls regarding sales. Or you only did these 2 things regarding marketing. See, you would have a book, when you have, see, the idea for the book is to track down what you do. So that when you look last week, you can tell yourself, all right, last week I only made 2 sales calls. This week I need to make at least 4 sales calls. It has to be better. I can't be doing 1 sales call this week because last week I did 2. And if this week I'm doing 1, that means next week I'm probably not going to make a single sales call at all. And that's just not acceptable. So the book is like trying to tell you that, hey, listen, man, last week, this is what you were doing. This week needs to be a little bit better than that. I mean, come on, this week needs to be better than that. And next week it needs to be better than this week. Like you must have some sort of a growth. If you are in a gym and let's say you work with a trainer, and I used to, well, not now, but once upon a time I used to have a trainer just to put some discipline in me. And he had this huge chart, and he would track down every single thing that I did whenever we had our training session. And I told him, no, can I see it? He said, yeah, absolutely, I'm tracking you. I said, really? He said, yes, absolutely. So every time we meet, I know exactly what you did last time we met. How many push-ups did you do? How many minutes were you on the treadmill? What kind of weight that you were lifting? And this time, you got to do better than last time. Absolutely. You can't be going backwards. You need to go forwards, or at least stay the same in case you're tired. And I thought, wow, that's really cool, right? I mean, it's metrics. Metrics means measuring your success or measuring what you have done. If last week I made 2 sales calls, that means this week I should make 2 sales calls and maybe more, not 2 sales calls and maybe less. Because that means my metric is telling me like, hey, last week you were doing better than this week. That's not good. You need to do better, or at least the same, in case you just want to kind of stay the same, you know. I mean, things happen, situations change, all kinds of stuff can happen. But the idea is to make sure that you measure what you are doing. And this book is a perfect way of doing it, because the book will not lie. And oh, by the way, this book is only meant for you. It's not meant for you to take photographs and put it on the internet for everybody to see. That's not the reason of the book. The book is a private thing. It's there to tell you and only you. So when you open up your book and say, all right, this week, what did I do? And last week, what did I do? And you make a comparison and you tell yourself, oh my God, last week I did this, I did this, I did this. And you know what? This week I haven't done much. Oh my God, all right, let's move it. I got to do something to make sure that by the time this week ends, that I'm doing just as good as last week and maybe just a little bit better, maybe. So that's the idea of this book. It's not for you to say when it's Monday, when it's Tuesday, or what was the date on Monday 2 weeks ago, or no, that is not the reason why we're making this book. And that is why I say, please use a blank version. So again, if you can't find one in Daiso or something like that, you know, if you don't have a store that does it, make one. Go ahead, just make one. No problem, because it's your book. If you are a little bit more creative, you may want to decorate your book a little bit if you like. But otherwise, I mean, this is such a great tool. And I've seen a lot of people actually do it, use it, but I've never really seen them talk about it. So maybe it's like a secret, like I'm letting out a secret on YouTube right now. So it's a great idea. Please write in the comments, what do you think? Are you okay? I mean, do you agree with me? Or you may have some ideas that you say like, hey, this or tell me your success story. Like if you're using this kind of system, tell me in the comments. Inspire other people who probably might want to read your comment and feel inspired that maybe they can do something with their life, so that they're actually moving forward a little bit rather than just sitting down and not doing much, you know. That's the thing. The idea is to get up and do things, even if it's something very small. That's fine. Those of you who are fashion design students, because I teach design students, you know, make 1 design a day. Don't go and make 50 designs a day. I mean, you could and you should, but if you can't, just say, oh, listen, you know, today I'm going to make 5 designs, even if they're not so good, but I'm still going to draw 5 designs because I'm practicing my artwork. I'm practicing my design skills. Or spend some time on YouTube. I mean, you know what? It's free education. When I was in school, and I'm aging myself right now to you guys, is, you know, YouTube is a very new thing. We never had YouTube. For us, YouTube was going to the library, okay? If we wanted something, we needed to go to the library. And that was our YouTube. So you guys are lucky. You don't even have to get up from your house or your room, to study something. All you need is Wi-Fi internet connection. Go to YouTube. You don't even have to pay for the service, and you can learn anything you like. So the fact that if you're sitting and not doing anything for yourself is, you know, it's not good. You got to change that. Absolutely. If you have to learn 1 new thing a day, it's one thing that you have added on to your life. And remember, getting skills that adds on to your skill sets is a very cool thing. there are people out there that will pay you for the skills that you have. And it's a nice thing that if you can develop skills, so when you have a resume, you can say, these are the things that I can do. And you are bringing on added on value to a company or to somebody who might want to hire you for a job. Anyway, I'm getting off the topic. This was meant to be about this book. So please use it. It's a really great idea. If you can't buy one, make one. No problem.